Imagine this. You're standing right on the runway at Dubai International Airport. All around you, Airbus A380s glisten under the desert sun, their white fuselages lined with gold accents stretching as far as the eye can see. Their massive double-decker silhouettes shimmer like stars, lined up in perfect formation. On the other side of the runway, the sky's metal whales, Boeing 7730ERS, wait patiently in long rows. But what draws your eye isn't the overwhelming presence of these giants. It's the absence of something. In the vast fleet of Emirates, one of the biggest airlines in the world, not a single narrow-body aircraft can be found. Yes, you heard that right. No Airbus A320s, no Boeing 737s. There's not a single-aisle aircraft for short-haul routes in Emirates' entire fleet. And this isn't just a quirky exception, it's an ideological choice. Delta Airlines operates over 900 narrow-body aircraft. Lufthansa, British Airways, American Airlines, they all depend on narrow bodies as the foundation of their operations. The strategy behind these planes is simple. Run frequent flights, connect smaller cities, feed traffic into long-haul hubs. But Emirates? They walked away from that model entirely. This wasn't a spontaneous move. It was deliberate, calculated, executed with surgical precision. So, why? Why would an airline abandon an aircraft category that serves as the backbone of nearly all its competitors? The answer lies beyond aircraft types. It's hidden in geography, in network logic, in traveler behavior, and in the mathematics of billion-dollar operations. Let's dig a little deeper. Take another look at Dubai on the world map. It sits right at the intersection of Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Indian subcontinent. This isn't a coincidence, it's one of Emirates' biggest advantages. Let's picture a common travel scenario. A passenger flies from Boston to Dubai. After a few hours at the airport, they continue on to Singapore. To that traveler, it's just a layover. But to Emirates, it's part of a global system designed to operate with clockwork precision. Every single day, dozens of wide-body aircraft land in Dubai from across the world. Within minutes, passengers connect to other massive jets and head off to a different continent. Every flight feeds the next. Every connection strengthens the network. And this system has one non-negotiable requirement: high capacity. You can't run an operation of this magnitude using small jets with 150 seats. You need aircraft capable of moving hundreds of passengers per trip, efficiently, reliably, at scale. That's why Emirates built a fleet of giants like the Airbus A380, capable of carrying up to 600 people, and the Boeing 7730ER, purpose-built for long-range missions with dense economy and business-class layouts. But these aircraft aren't just symbols of luxury. They're machines optimized for cost efficiency. When you fill all 500-plus seats on one of these jets, the cost per passenger drops dramatically, sometimes even rivaling what narrow bodies offer on a per-seat basis. And here's the key. This isn't about putting on a show. It's a system. In most global airlines, narrow-body aircraft play a supporting role. They serve as feeders, picking up passengers from smaller cities, flying them to major hubs and handing them off to larger planes for long-haul routes. But Emirates turned that model upside down. It doesn't feed its system with smaller aircraft. It focuses directly on mega-city to mega-city travel. Every route is high volume. Every flight is packed. That's the secret. This strategy allows Emirates to carry more passengers with fewer aircraft. Now, let's step inside Emirates' operations. Maintenance hangars, training centers, spare parts warehouses. You'd expect complexity, right? A sprawling fleet of different aircraft types usually means chaos behind the scenes. But not here. Instead, you find a kind of elegant simplicity because Emirates runs on just three main aircraft families: the Airbus A380, the Boeing 7730ER, and the newly added Airbus A350. That's it. All of them are wide body, all are built for long-haul missions, and all fit into the same strategic logic. This lean fleet design gives Emirates a powerful edge. First, training. When pilots are trained on a specific aircraft type, they can rotate between different routes easily. An A380 captain in Dubai this month can be flying the same aircraft out of London the next. This means significant savings in both time and cost. And it doesn't stop with the cockpit. Cabin crews benefit too. With standardized seat layouts, galley configurations, and service routines, it's easy for flight attendants to switch between aircraft. This ensures that the passenger experience stays consistent no matter which wide-body aircraft you board. Second, maintenance. A mixed fleet typically requires complex logistics, different engines, different spare parts, specialized technicians. But Emirates avoids that mess. Its maintenance teams work with repeating systems, same engines, same parts, same tools. If one Boeing 777 goes out of service overnight, another of the same type can be dispatched by morning. That kind of flexibility is priceless, especially when you're running a mega hub like Dubai. It's not just about keeping planes in the air, it's about doing it efficiently. But here's something more important. This simplicity isn't just operational, it's emotional. It's part of the Emirates brand. When a passenger books with Emirates, they expect a certain level of service, a certain kind of aircraft, a certain kind of comfort, spacious cabins, ultra-quiet engines, a calm, luxurious atmosphere, even in economy. Now imagine this. You fly Emirates from Dubai to London on an A380. It's incredible. Private suites, bar lounges, a near-silent ride. Then, on your return flight, you're squeezed into a narrow-body Boeing 737. You feel the downgrade instantly. That's a mismatch Emirates never allows. Every aircraft offers the same high standard. Every experience feels carefully curated. That consistency builds trust. And that trust builds loyalty. But what about short-haul travel? What about regional connectivity? That's where Emirates pulled off one of its smartest moves. Instead of adding narrow bodies to its own fleet, Emirates formed a strategic partnership with flydubai, a low-cost airline based in Dubai. flydubai operates an all-737 fleet and serves over 120 destinations within a 6-hour flight radius. It covers the regional, low-cost market without complicating Emirates' long-haul operations. And here's the genius. Emirates and flydubai share deep code agreements. They operate from the same terminal. A passenger arriving on a 737 can transfer directly to an A380. No terminal change, no chaos. So while Emirates stays true to its wide-body identity, it still gains access to smaller markets. It offers regional flexibility without compromising its brand. This isn't just cooperation, it's an ecosystem. Let's take a real-world example. On the Dubai-London route, Emirates flies a fully loaded Airbus A380, roughly 500 passengers on board. Do you know the cost per seat mile? Just 5 cents. That's low enough to compete with even the most efficient narrow-body aircraft. But the real strength lies not just in cost, but in scale. Service quality, passenger volume, revenue per flight, all of it is optimized in a system designed to move massive numbers of people across continents. So how does this system actually work? Every day, Emirates runs a tightly synchronized schedule in Dubai. A Boeing 777 from Boston lands. 90 minutes later, passengers are boarding an A380 bound for Tokyo. Each flight feeds into another. Each connection multiplies the value of the entire network. Even a single passenger transferring through Dubai may indirectly support the travel plans of 20 others. That's how deeply interconnected the system is. But here's the catch. What happens if you throw narrow-body aircraft into this model? At first glance, it might look like you're adding flexibility, but in practice, the system becomes fragile. Fewer seats mean fewer passengers. Fewer passengers mean lower occupancy. Lower occupancy raises per-seat costs. The whole structure, built on volume and connection density, begins to lose efficiency. This is why Emirates plans every aircraft, every route, every connection with mathematical precision. And beneath all of it, there's another hidden layer: bargaining power. Because Emirates operates a simplified, high-volume fleet, it can negotiate bulk orders with manufacturers like Airbus and Boeing. That means discounted pricing, strategic delivery slots, and better support deals. The same applies to spare parts, onboard software, ground equipment, and even flight simulator contracts. Everything runs in a loop, repetitive, efficient, and optimized. It's not just operational strength, it's a business model advantage. And yet, what truly sets Emirates apart is more than numbers. It's what passengers feel when they fly. The moment you step inside an A380, the scent of the cabin, the lighting, the textures, it's all familiar, predictable, intentional. You recognize luxury, you know what to expect. And that emotional consistency creates loyalty. In a global airline industry full of compromises and cut corners, Emirates offers something increasingly rare: consistency. And it doesn't come from flying the most planes. It comes from flying them the same way, every time. But no strategy is flawless. An Emirates model, as elegant as it is, has a potential weakness: flexibility. Because while the system is efficient when running smoothly, it's not easy to adapt quickly. Aviation is not a stable business. It operates under constant pressure from unpredictable forces: pandemics, geopolitical conflicts, oil price spikes, sudden shifts in travel demand. And when these disruptions hit, narrow body fleets have an edge. They can be redirected to smaller airports. They can test new routes. They can adapt. But Emirates A380s, they need traffic, lots of it. They only work on high-density routes. That makes them strategically vulnerable. Some see Emirates' model as a brilliant system. Others view it as a calculated gamble. Yes, it works today, but will it work tomorrow, especially with rising competition across the Middle East? Qatar Airways, Etihad, Saudia, Oman Air, even budget giants are moving in fast, fighting for short-haul routes, underserved airports, and point-to-point travelers. And here's where the Fly Dubai partnership becomes more than smart. It becomes essential. Fly Dubai now operates over 80 Boeing 737s to more than 120 destinations, each flight within a 6-hour radius, each flight linked seamlessly to Emirates. Passengers arrive on a Fly Dubai 737, walk across the same terminal, board an Emirates 777 or A380. No delays, no disjointed experience. It's a strategic compromise and maybe Emirates' ultimate insurance policy. Because with Fly Dubai, Emirates gains regional flexibility without breaking its brand model. Two separate airlines, one integrated network, no internal conflict. That's the magic. Together, they offer both scale and agility. But even this success leads to one final, haunting question. How predictable is the future? New generation narrow-body aircraft like the Airbus A321XLR now offer 8-hour range. That blurs the line between regional and long-haul. Passengers want more frequency, lower fares, direct flights, and this emerging trend may challenge Emirates' scale-centric model. So, stop and ask yourself, if you were building an airline today from scratch, would you bet everything on size and simplicity? Or would you choose flexibility and variety? Emirates has remained committed, with almost military discipline, to one idea: bigger is better. But what's better for the skies ahead? To be the undisputed leader in one domain? Or to remain flexible and adaptive in many? Was Emirates' bold strategy an act of brilliance? Or the boldest gamble ever to echo through the skies?